Hello, Nashville. Good morning! How was last night, guys? Anything happened? Did I miss anything? No, nothing? Okay. What was that? Did you see?
What? Oh,
Yeah, I like that. I'm a little concerned, but I approve.
Don't ask questions. Best not to ask questions. Happy Sunday. How we feeling today? We good? Good spirits? That was fun last night for those of you who were here. Surprised I have a voice this morning.
Yeah.
Apparently that'll go by noon. That'll be gone.
Apparently you had a voice last night too.
Well, I don't know. It's nice when you have a very welcoming crowd. Makes things easy. Yeah. Well, this is our last con of the year.
Yeah. Thank y'all for bringing us out here at the end of the year. We love and appreciate it, and love to see you guys. Love to see our other Supernatural family.
Yep.
Yeah. So super cool. What a great way to start off December. So, thank you. That's too high. I'm learning.
I feel like we're awfully close too. Is this? Yeah, that's better. That's not close enough.
Well, let's get to, y'all been waiting for a little bit, so yes. We're gonna try and get the mics running as far as possible, as often as possible, sorry. Susie.
I got no questions.
This is actually a question from my friend Pluto. He couldn't be here today.
Your which?
Your friend?
Pluto.
Pluto?
Yes.
Like Disney?
Like the planet?
Yes.
You're friends with a planet?
Like Mickey's dog?
Amazing.
Yes.
You went planetary, I went Disney.
True. Hashtag true.
So they couldn't be here today, but they are a really big horror fan, and they wanted to know, would you ever consider doing any more horror movies, and if you have any things that you missed or things that you loved about the horror movies?
I'm living one. Right now.
I'm not, again, here's the deal with horror movies. We have to make sure we enunciate horror.
Why?
They are really difficult to film. It's night shooting, so it's like you're waking up at 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. rather to make sure you know your dialogue, to start shooting at 6 p.m. and shoot till 6 a.m. And so it works really well for 20-somethings, but for 40-somethings and 60-somethings, it's a little bit more difficult. And I feel like, speaking for myself, if I was doing a horror film, then I'd shoot from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., get home, and Jen would be like, okay, which kids are you taking to school? I'm like, what? Are you kidding? So, I don't know. I'm not against it, but I've done a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that genre, so if I get the opportunity to do something like that, sure.
Yeah.
But, I also like, it's action, adventure, comedy, all of it. It really depends on what, A, comes our way, B, that we're available for, and C, if it's a good project. At this point, I think it really, a lot of it depends on who's involved. If it's a big studio film or if it's an independent film, what the budget is, because that can be very telling on the quality. that the project's going to be. So in any genre, I think those are kind of the boxes that you need to look at and check. But yeah, not against doing anything if it checks those boxes and it looks like a fun project. I almost did a movie. I won't tell you which one because it got made without me. But I was so close to doing this horror movie maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, year and a half ago, and it was so outrageous, and I was like, this is gonna be this sounds like fun, and it was because there was some like fun people involved, and I ended up not doing it for a variety of reasons, but it came out, and I haven't seen it yet because I don't want to watch it and be like, son of a bitch! But I probably will watch it at some point. But yeah.
I think if Peele or Krasinski call, yes. Like, we're in. Yeah, those are great.
Yeah, Jordan Peele is like, hey,
yeah.
I got a movie, it's one word. I'm like, aren't they all? So yeah, it just depends on availability and the quality of the project. But yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go all the way back. Red shirt, far back. Yep.
My question is, it's a Christmas question.
Christmas?
Yeah.
All right, 'tis the season. Let's
Yes,
go.
it is. Ho, ho, ho. Mark Shepard answered
Horror.
Easy. First the horror question, now the horror.
Mark already answered this, and he did the correct answer without being asked yesterday. I know it's part of my Christmas movies, what I watch. Die Hard 1 and 2. Do you consider Christmas movies?
Do we consider Die Hard Christmas movies?
Yes.
Yeah.
A movie that takes place during the holidays is a Christmas movie.
Or if you watch it during December, January, or November, December, probably. Yeah, anything can be a Christmas movie. Like Abraham Lincoln once said. I'm not gonna say what I said. Yeah.
What is your go to like top 3?
Oh, come on.
What?
Love Actually.
Yeah, but don't make the mistake that I made of going like, oh, this is a wonderful Christmas movie and put it on with the kids in the room. There's a storyline in there that is inappropriate.
Or your parents. It's like,
yeah, or anybody.
Home Alone. And Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
I gotta go Jim Carrey's Grinch. And I gotta go Elf. Yeah, those are solid. Yeah, that wasn't your question, but
Well, it was 3. You said 2. So what's the third?
What about
oh, Christmas
kids?
Vacation.
Okay.
The
got
kids.
it. Yeah. So we have
Rudolph?
What's that?
Rudolph?
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 Yes,
That's a reindeer. That's not a movie.
I know, but it's still Christmas.
Rudolph Steals Christmas?
Yeah, no, Christmas.
I gotta up my Netflix subscription. I'll give it a look. Like the claymation?
Did you speaking of Christmas, so Krampus, right? Have you guys seen that? Okay.
Really?
Did you know in Norway they do like a parade? Like a Krampus parade? What's it? And Germany, and okay. I saw a clip of the parade in, I guess it was Norway, and it speaking of horror movies, it looked like a parade with the orcs from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It was the scariest shit I've ever seen.
That's why I have never gone to Norway.
Fair enough. All right.
Thank you. Let's go over here. I see black shirt. Yes, with the finger.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so do y'all drink whiskey?
Who's asking?
You want to try this? She's on to us.
Can I bring you something?
Oh, I mean, we're doing gifts now, yeah. It's the season!
It's Christmas.
Okay, well, I've already got
Give us a
something
second,
here, but
guys.
yeah, I'll put it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Did you have a question? I mean, the question was, do you drink whiskey? And now I'm holding a bottle in my hands. She's thinking of a question very quickly.
What's your least favorite memory from filming Supernatural?
Least favorite?
Wow.
Should have just stuck with a whiskey question. Least favorite? The entire filming of Bugs.
Yeah, that was strange.
I mean, least favorite because of what we went through. However, it does make for some good stories. But yeah, going into a set that was half the size of the stage, and the ceiling was maybe 8 feet tall, and Jared and I are dressed in plain clothes, and we have, was it 60,000 bees?
Yeah, 60 or 80.
60,000 bees.
That story.
And like, you know what you do, what everybody do, when one bee is flying around you, you're like, imagine them just landing on you. And like, swarms just around you, and you cannot react. You have to just be like.
And there was a bee wrangler, and literally, like when you're on Yellowstone or whatever, and there are horses, there are horse wranglers, and they say like, hey, here's a good horse, and you know she wants you to do this or he wants you to do that. The bee wrangler was like, no, there's no queen bee here, so they're all drone bees.
They're docile.
They're docile unless you upset them. And we're like,
Okay, so just stay calm. Yeah, just stay calm and they'll leave you alone. Great.
meanwhile, when they called cut,
No, when they yell action, we're supposed to react as though we're afraid of the bees.
Yeah, yeah. And then they called cut, and they got a shop vac, like from a mechanic garage, and which like vacuumed the bees back into a bag, and we're like, is this gonna piss them off? Like what? This is.
And then they shoot them back into the scene, and I'm like, that would make me mad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so it went from 60,000 drone bees that are totally fine to 60,000 angry, stinging insects that want to now murder you.
And this was also before Supernatural ever aired.
Yeah.
So we were like, what the fuck did we just sign up for? Like, this is crazy. How do I undo my signature? But we all got stung. And then here's another funny thing. Is they make sure you're not allergic to bees. And so they're like, okay, that's cool. Like, do I spit in a cup or like, do you like take my temperature? Like, no, we get a bee and put a mesh thing on your forearm, grab a bee with long tweezers and sting you through the mesh thing. So we all had to do it.
By the way, the little mesh guard was not for your safety. It was to protect the stinger from coming out of the bee. So it was
Correct.
for the bee's safety.
True.
And I mean, I'll never forget, like, at that point, it's like you just gotta go to your happy place. Like, when you're in that, and I remember, like, they slated the thing, they were like, okay, 24 Baker, take one, 8-camera mark, and Kim Manners is about to be like, he's like, all right, here we go, lock it up, and just on the and before action, I get stung, like, a bee flies up my shirt and stings me, like, right in the, like, lower back. And I'm like, wait! And I reach back and I pull the stinger out of my back and I'm like, okay, go! That's how like numb I had made myself.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a great time.
That was not pleasant.
And then just to add insult to injury, the bees didn't show up on camera.
Yes.
So they CGI'd them anyway.
Yeah. Fun times.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that up.
Thanks, and thanks for the
Happy
listening.
holidays.
Now I need a drink.
Thank you. Open it up. All you.
Okay, right there. You got a little red band on you? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there you go.
How'd you see that?
I just eyes. You gotta get your eyes checked.
Red band? There are two red bands. There are like 1,000 red bands.
Right. Your hands like this. You. Stand up.
You with
Yes.
balls.
There we go.
You seem to have some hair. Yeah, take it.
I think we all have hair. But
We need like those.
That was my point.
maybe except Jensen.
We need like the auction paddles with like numbers. Hi.
Hi. I'm a senior in high school. I'm going to graduate. Hey, I was just going to ask you what your favorite high school memory was.
Oh, so least favorite filming memory to favorite high school memory. Oh gosh.
It was a long time ago for him. I think.
Now, like maybe 50 or something.
Oh, fuck off. Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome. High school for me was kind of, in hindsight, I mean, that was 25 years ago I graduated. So it's kind of come together. I'll say this, in my 40s now, my favorite high school memory as I see it today is kind of the people I still keep in touch with. And it's not who I thought I'd keep in touch with. You know, you have your core group, and then your group changes. And these people go this way, these people go that way. And it's kind of a part of growth. So I know that's not a direct answer to your question, but that's kind of what comes up to my head. Is the strange friends you reconnect with later on in life. You go, hey, remember this, remember that? Like, actually I do. I didn't think about it, but now that you mention it, I do. Graduation was fun too. It was kind of a completion of, because graduating high school is not just graduating high school, you're also graduating kindergarten through senior year, so it's been 13 years of your life, almost as long as Supernatural. And so that feeling of, because to the prior question, I was going to answer, like my least favorite was saying goodbye, but it wasn't. It was, being on the bridge with Jensen and Bob Singer and the gang. It was like, okay, what's next? This is a great book. What's the next book? So hope, like the optimism of what is my life going to look like is kind of what sticks with me. I don't know if that answers your question, but he probably has a better one.
I buckled down and got an A in trigonometry. I did not deserve it, but I did it, and I was stoked. We both went to really giant high schools. Do you go to like a big high school?
It's about maybe like 400, like 700 kids.
And the whole high
4 or
school.
7's a lot different, is it? How many in your
I
class?
didn't get an A in trigonometry.
How many? Clearly. What's your class? How big is your class? Like your grade?
Like 108 kids.
Okay, so I had 750 in my grade,
Same.
and there were 3 grades in my high school, so you can imagine how big that was.
He got an F in all the grades.
Yes, I did. Navigating that size of a school with that many students and that many people, and getting through it in a way that was positive and not, because high school could be pretty rough, and it wasn't always easy for me. I mean, I got bullied by upperclassmen when I was younger, and had to kind of fight my way out of that. But I would say, and kind of touching on what Jared said, being able to get through it and knowing that some of the people that you experience that with will be with you for the rest of your life is a really special thing. I had I had a really great coach, my baseball coach in high school, Coach Steve Young, and it was my senior year, it was varsity, we were playing, we didn't have we had a good team, but the other teams in the district were just phenomenal. And so our season was coming to an end and we weren't going to go much further into the playoffs. And the high school musical was the spring musical. I don't know if you guys do something like that in your school, like where you put on a play, or do you even have drama class? I don't even know. Is that a thing?
We
What's that?
Once a semester.
Once a semester. Yeah, there's like a fall and then a spring. So the spring musical was like, they were starting to gear up for that. I didn't have time for that because I was playing baseball. And the drama teacher, Miss Ann Kaiser, went and asked the coach, like, hey, I need some of your baseball players to be in the musical. Because we were doing West Side Story and she needed, like, you know, she needed the Jets and the what's the other one? The Sharks and the Jets. She needs some Sharks and the Jets. And he's like, well, we're in the season right now. I can't really. She's like, well, I'm really interested in this one player that you have. And it was me. And he's like, well, let me talk to him. So he brings me in. He's like, you know, you've given me 3 years of really hard work, and he's like, you're doing great. And I really appreciate the time you put into this program. He's like, I think you ought to leave before the season's over. Go try this musical thing. And I was like, what? And he said something that's always stuck with me. He's like, you only get high school once in your life. Try to get out of it as much as you possibly can. And I'll never forget that. And I think to this day, one of the reasons why I'm standing on this stage is because I went and did that play. So, yeah, I think get as much out of it as you possibly can. Experience it all.
Congratulations. All right, I'm gonna go this way. I see you in the green. Yeah. Any time now. Okay, sorry.
So in season 2, episode 1, you guys use a Ouija board to contact each other. I was curious if you guys have ever used a Ouija board, like in real life, or have ever thought about using one.
I have. It's been many, many years before Supernatural, but I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of pushing the thing.
That's why I don't trust that thing. It's like, even if I'm doing it myself, I'm like, I'm kind of manipulating it a little bit. I know what I want it to say. So I don't know that not recently, maybe, I don't know, a year ago.
Yesterday.
Yeah. I did those, I don't even know what they're called, but they're like the prongs that, they're like L-shaped, and you hold them. Dowsing rods? Sure. And I was doing it, and I think we've got some spirits in our house, and so Danielle was with me, and she was like, just hold these, don't move them, and it's like an L shape, and they will move.
Oh, really?
Right. And so I was holding them, trying to stay as still as possible, and like you ask the ghost questions. It's like, point to the bathroom if the answer is yes. I was moving them a little bit. So I don't know. It's fun, but I don't know that I put a lot of, merit on it.
I'd like to re-explore the Ouija board. Are you in? Are you gonna move it? Be honest.
All right, I guess I know we're doing our meet and greet.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's see. Let's go way over. Yes, with the white hat.
It's called a beanie, Jensen. You know me.
The
You know me for 20 years. It's a beanie, not a hat.
Skull cap. Hi.
Hi. So I'm a sucker for all the meta stuff, if it's done well. Like breaking the fourth wall, being self-referential, that kind
Did you see Deadpool versus Wolverine? It was almost too much.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I've seen Deadpool or Wolverine.
I haven't seen Deadpool.
I was like, okay, Ryan, we
Neither
get
have I,
it.
so
What's that?
I haven't seen either one of them.
Okay, well, if you like that stuff, then buckle up.
Yeah. But, so my question is, if you guys have a favorite time that you've done that in Supernatural, and then conversely...
French mistake.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Well, I think
Oh,
that's
sorry, I won't answer.
that's
Yeah,
the
no, absolutely.
that's the biggest example for sure.
Yeah, and then conversely, is there one where you feel like you maybe kind of jumped the shark?
Jump the shark and French mistake.
Yeah, actually, that's funny you say that because that was exactly what we thought was happening when we did French Mistake. It was like, well, this show's over. I mean, when was kind of the first time? Was it? Yeah, would it be considered like when Chuck Shirley in the books?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's fun.
The convention,
Yeah.
yeah, the convention.
It's called Real Ghostbusters.
I mean, I love a show or a film or a story that can poke fun at itself, and I thought that Kripke laid that out really, really well with Supernatural, and then continues to do it with most of his projects. And so I personally like that kind of stuff. I like the breaking of the fourth wall.
Honestly, God, I never felt like I was French mistake. Honestly, we were sort of like, well, shit, like this is probably it. You know, season 6, it's going to be it. But all the stuff along the way, like when we're doing the WB Backlot tour, and they're like, here's the set of Gilmore Girls. Like, I thought it was hilarious, and y'all stayed with us and stuck with us, and so thank you, because we got like 10 more seasons. So.
That was probably my favorite one, but I was actually on the lot this summer. And,
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
I went to a meeting on the Warner Bros. Lot in Burbank. God, it was probably like 6 years ago, and I wanted to do like a little walk down memory lane, and so I went to Stars Hollow, which was done up as a whole different. I don't know what they were shooting, but I walked around, and then the WB studio tours, like the elongated golf cart, came by, and I could hear, it was really quiet, and I could hear the guide saying, "Okay, there's an actor there. Do not talk to him." They were 100 feet away, but I could just kind of hear it. And so then they all got up to tour, and I was like, "Hey, y'all can talk." And they were like, "Oh my God, can we take pictures?" And so we went to that little gazebo or whatever.
I love it. It's like the safari at Animal Kingdom. It's like, if you look to the left, rarely seen in their natural habitat, you will find 2 actors rehearsing a scene. Please, no flash photography.
Don't feed the bears. Ever.
there was nobody on the lot the day I was there. My brother works on them.
Oh, there were people on the lot. Trust me. You just didn't see them. They didn't come out of their habitat.
It was feeding time.
It was a warm day. They don't like to come out unless it's feeding time, and then you will see them.
Yeah.
All right, I think we got time for one more. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go. I see a lovely lady with a bunch of sparkly stuff, and that's my jam. Shiny things. Yep, that's you. Yep, and the red. Red and purple.
Good morning.
Good morning. There you
I
are.
want to go back to one of your Christmas shows, and I have heard that Jared doctored eggnog before Jane drank it.
Who told you that? Is it me?
Only one I see.
Yeah, that was
A very supernatural Christmas.
that was a common occurrence on the set of Supernatural.
So again, yeah.
Yeah, he was supposed to hand me just some prop eggnog, and he decided to make it real, and I appreciated it.
What was the episode with?
But the reaction, I don't know if you look, they used my. I was like, it was Bob.
It was Bob.
Yeah.
There was one. What was the one with Manners where he came in? He's like, "What's it?" You idiots.
Yeah. So we would often have like a flask, right? And Dean would pull out a flask and stuff. And you know, I got chummy with the props department. And I'd look at them and be like, it's close enough to noon.
To noon.
Well, can I ask one more thing then?
Yeah, sure.
Was this a natural occurrence and reaction when you ate the ghost pepper turkey that wasn't supposed to be ghost pepper turkey?
No, that was fake. That was fake. They didn't give me the spicy stuff. They just gave me the regular. But you know, that's
But
when.
if you have some, if anybody has some, you will eat it now.
I'm not afraid.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid. I want to do hot ones.
I'm dying to.
Yeah.
I'm in. Thank y'all so much.
All right. Thank you guys.
Thanks
Thanks for being here.